And Hinch, he has been nothing short of impressive to us. Augustine, we're wondering how you feel about your first qualifying effort in IndyCar.
Hello. Really, I am very happy to be here. My first time with the softest tire, pushing to qualify. Honestly, I could do much better, but the first time with these tires in this circuit, oh my God, very tricky and speed. So I'm very happy to be here. Honestly, much better than I expected. Very close to the mid-pack, so I need to improve a lot. But for the first time, I think it's a good beginning. I will try to do better tomorrow, try to finish the race, and give me to my house some points.
Argentina's own Canapino, and he did so well, Marty, continues to improve every session. Desco, he was not able to advance. What did you learn?
Well, it was all learning from this morning, right? Because after not only doing 3-4 laps this morning after the incident in turn 3, turn 3's been slippery all weekend, just with the new pavement. Very, very hard. Definitely caught a few people out, caught us out on an outlap for some reason. We seemed to get the balance in an okay window. I think we just had too much understeer. Really, that was the cut really wasn't much. We didn't miss much. So annoying, but we can race from here and move forward.
Dev, how much does that change your rhythm through that section? Are you off the throttle a little bit to set up for that bump differently?
You're flat. You're just hanging on a bit more now.
No lifting.
No lifting. No lifting. Just flat now on the reds, on the greens.
All right. So what's that going to be like for 100 laps?
I'll let you know tomorrow after the race.
It's going to be big, Kevin. We'll see how Devlin DiFrancesco can do from not deep in the field, kind of mid-pack.
Graham, have you made some progress today, and what are you still kind of struggling with? What do you need to find to be where you want to be for the race?
Well, look, I mean, we ended up 10th. Obviously, that session was way more compact than Group 1, and, look, actually, yes, we made a lot of progress there. The car was a lot more consistent. Yesterday, I complained about the brakes. We just changed them for qualifying, night and day. So, unfortunately, that hampered our session, too, but I know it doesn't look like it, but the truth of the matter is I feel that we made some great progress there. So my very first lap should have been 2.5 tenths quicker, which probably wouldn't have advanced, but I went into one, rears locked, got a little bit wide. That hurt my best lap on those tires. They're one-lap tires, so it is what it is.
I have seen you come from pretty far back up to the front here. Can that be done again in these circumstances this year?
Hey, man, I think the year we finished second, we started at the back. But look, this is a hurdle and a challenge that we don't want to continuously be having. But look, I'm not gonna go to bed tonight angry, because I actually feel like finally for this session we made some change. I mean, up until this session, I was totally lost, and so. I think that we're on the right path. If we can make a pretty good, pretty consistent race car out of it, the tire deg on these greens, is going to be tremendous. And so if we can find a way to make those last, we can use strategy to our advantage a little bit here. I think that we'll be okay.
Alex Rosenquist was just looking at the data there. You didn't advance, but what did the data tell you?
I mean, it's tight. There were 6 cars within the same tenth of a second, so it's such small margins now. I mean, it's one little hit on the limiter, or we played it safe. We went out early when the track was the most clear. Did a good lap, but I don't know if the track improved after that or not. But I think we've been strong all weekend. It felt good. We just missed out by a couple of hundreds, so that sucks. But anyways, good position to start the season and the weekend, and no panics yet. I think we had a solid qualifying. Just always frustrating when you miss out by a bit.
Practices and qualifying, somehow willpower, you barely missed the Firestone Fast 6. Looked like the car got better, but how much was traffic a factor in your quick lap?
Traffic wasn't a problem at all. It was just kept getting pushed. You got that strong wind in the middle of the last corner there to start the lap. So just understeered, went down a tenth and a half. With this group, it's so hard to try and grab that back, but still happy to make it in the top. I think it's a top 10. Obviously very fierce competition out there, and see if we can get the Verizon car on the podium or top 5 tomorrow. Long race, a lot of good guys obviously out there, but pretty happy with all the people on my stand and crew.
I'll tell you, Hinch, after all the changes they've made on this 12 car to make the top 10, to Will's point, not a bad qualifying session actually. Boy, Alex Blow, 1/100th of a second keeps you out of the Firestone Fast 6. I mean, can you even imagine 1/100th of a second? That shows how tight this IndyCar field is.
Yeah, that's painful. That shows how IndyCar is nowadays, which is super fun. Yeah, I'm happy overall. We had a fast car since yesterday, since we rolled out. The number 10 American Legion car was capable of advancing to fast 6, but just did a tiny small mistake on turn 10 and lost a lot there. But anyway, we have a fast car. We need to check long runs tomorrow during the warm-up, but should be a fun race for sure.
You're an in-shape guy, but do you notice the heat and the humidity inside the car in first race of the year? It's always a difficult physical race here at St. Pete.
Well, not yet. I think tomorrow I will during the long run. Now doing short runs, it's obviously warm inside the car, but it's not physical yet. So yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow, but for sure it's going to be a long time.
It's a new situation, and not just new for you, as we've talked about. This is a brand new car being added to the program. Where are you at in the development and the progression?
Yeah, we're doing okay. You know, I think yesterday we pretty much lost the day, so we had some issues there. So we were playing catch up today. So I think there were some really good moments of qualifying. Like round 1 was good. Didn't quite get the balance where we needed it for round 2, unfortunately, and had a lock up there on our second set. So ultimately, I think it was a good recovery by the team, but certainly still some learning to do and some steps to take forward.
We've heard the word messy a lot through practices. Is the race potentially going to be messy and a little bit random with people trying to hang on?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly very difficult with the newly paved section, which is weird because usually that's the grippier areas when it's a new surface. So I do think that'll throw some interesting dynamics into the race, and as always, this is a super long race, so you gotta have a good car underneath you to look after the tires, and then there's a lot of opportunity out there.
Thanks, Alex. He is. So what happened?
Honestly, I just locked up on entry, and with the way the downwind section is at the moment, it's a little bit sketchy. So I got around the corner, and I still had a lot of weight unloaded on the left front, locked up, and then it is impossible to get the tire to unlock. So unfortunately, I just ended up left front in the wall. So disappointing. It's my first Fast 6, so can't take anything away from that. The team's been amazing. AutoNation, Honda, Andretti. I mean, I couldn't be happier with the way this has come. Obviously, this is the least ideal situation, but ultimately we're in the Fast 6. There's 3 cars in the Fast 6, so we're definitely happy with that. But just to talk about the qualifying, the first qualifying, we had to run 2 sets of reds because we got held up by another driver, and there was a yellow. So that was disappointing. So I knew in this last one that I absolutely had to send it, and I actually wasn't even pushing that hard yet. It was just the way the cold tires were and the ride heights and the way that it was loaded. It was just an awkward situation, unfortunately.
Thanks, Kyle. But he still starts 6th, and the car is fast. But we want you first to see Marcus's personal cheering section back here. Go ahead, everybody. All right, let's bring in Marcus now. What are they saying? And do you know any of these people?
Yeah, they are some of them from my hometown, I'm pretty sure. They were here last year, and they're pretty loud and very supporting, so I really appreciate it.
Good start for you for the season.
Very good start. It's been, we've been talking about that qualifying average, that we need to get that up, and we worked really hard in the off-season on the setup, on understanding the tires, and me personally as well, trying to be better prepared for qualifying, and I think that really shows today, and I'm extremely happy with P4. We can definitely win from there.
I would say you should go have dinner with this group, but I'm not sure you would make it to race time tomorrow. So maybe you see them tomorrow night?
I think if I go dinner with them tonight, then we'll be trouble for the race tomorrow because they seem to be on it. So let's save that for tomorrow after the race.
That's it, guys. They're on it for Marcus Ericsson.
He didn't have a stop.
Dave.
Kevin Lasaspato Award, where his day went from pole back to P3.
Yeah, I mean, man, those Andretti cars are quick around here. We knew that coming into the weekend, and I gotta say that the team arrived with such a good package for me compared to last year. Last year we truly started on the back foot, and we've got a car to fight with tomorrow. I'm really, really happy with it. From the first practice, we didn't get the cleanest of runs on every single tire, but we knew we had a competitive car. So coming into qualifying, it was just all about executing, and I'm excited for tomorrow. I really am.
So, Pato, looking at tomorrow between the primary and the alternate tire, it's kind of been a primary race in the past. Do you see that again?
Yes, I see it being a primary race. The alternate seems to be one lapper, at least in qualifying. You know, maybe you had a second lap there. My quickest one in Q3 was a second lap. But if you nail it correctly on the first lap, that's going to be your optimal. So I'm curious to see how long they'll last. I think that's still a question. From run to run, there's been a few cloudy reads, so it's hard to predict what it'll do during the race. It'll start rubbering up, it'll get hot, it'll get nice and greasy, just like it is today. So, yeah, it's gonna be a black race. I think you'll see a lot of two-stoppers. That's usually been the strong strategy in the past few years. And yeah, I mean, we're just gonna look into what's gonna be the best for us. We're starting up front, which is always a plus. And we'll be able to challenge these guys.
And for a while, he looked like he might be the man to beat Colton Herta. What ultimately was the difference between still really good P2 and P1?
My driving, yeah, on that last lap, I was about as useless as gum on a boot heel. So it's a tough one to take. We're still in a great spot. Sorry, we're still in a great spot, but you know, I thought it was a pole that we definitely could have gotten, and I just made a mess of the lap. So happy with P2. It's still a great spot to start in. Hopefully we can get in behind Grosjean and start tomorrow and go from there.
Thank you, Colton. Dave.
Boy, after the way the second practice ended, you were frustrated, but you're a happy guy right now. Where did you find that level of speed?
I think we worked really hard on the car since last year with a really good end of the year last year, good winter testing, and we got here and I say to the boys, yeah, I think we've got something, and we put it out.
A lot of people saying, Olivier Boisson, his engineer, longtime engineer, so a lot of people saying, hey, this team, this driver needs to deliver this year. Is this the first answer to all the doubters in the offseason? Michael Andretti in there as well. Is this the first answer to all the doubters in the offseason?
Yeah, I think I knew last year that something was just not coming my way, and we worked hard. In Nashville, we found something. Iowa, we found something. Laguna, we found something, and
his son comes in. And another one. And another one.
And the wife too.
What a family moment for this family to be able to pull this off and have the family here. What's this mean to you personally?
It's kind of a home race. We live in Miami, so we're good here. And we've got 100 laps tomorrow to make it happen.
All right, Romain Grosjean on the pole. And you know what happened in this race last year, Diff? Pole winner won the event.